Big.
Is it taking over the world? The blob.
Hello. What's happening? Well, it was, when was it? It was the end of June, like 25th of June, when we moved to the new normal. Do you remember we went through phase 3 in one day? And the Catalan government put us straight into the new normal. And since then, things have been daily life, getting, very much back towards normal.
Yeah.
Restaurants have been quite busy. Traffic. Traffic has increased. I mean, on the one or two occasions we've had to go into the city, the traffic levels have been, maybe a little bit quieter than normal, but you wouldn't really notice any difference.
It was actually busy. The road was like almost normal.
Yeah. So, although a lot of people wearing face masks, even then, I mean, now the rules have changed, so it's compulsory. But even back then, a lot of people were wearing face masks on the street. So, what's happened since the end of June? I mean, we're now 23rd of July. Basically, in Spain, as in some other countries, I mean, the virus has been rebounding. So I made some notes here. At the end of May, Spain was recording around about 500 cases per day, new cases. In June, it was around 250 new cases per day. Now, it's over 1,000 cases per day. I mean, some of that is because of better detection. Testing has improved, so they're detecting more cases. But the trend is clear. The spread of the virus in the community is increasing. Hospital admissions are increasing. They've been increasing since the middle of July. Now around 40 people per day going into hospital in Spain. And it's in most areas of the country, but especially a couple of areas which are of more concern. Catalonia, where we are, and Aragon, Zaragoza.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Lleida. Interestingly and positively, so far at least, deaths have not increased. They're still at a very low level for Spain. Why? I mean, the speculation that maybe it's now less deadly, possibly because it's infecting a greater proportion of younger people. Older people who are more vulnerable have been taking more precautions and continue to take precautions, whereas once the lockdown has been lifted, I mean, a lot of young people have relaxed, I think too much, in my opinion. I went go-karting with Tom and Jun and Kenzo and Mark and Kai. We kept our distance from everybody else, but there were a fair few groups of people there, teenagers and some parents as well. It didn't give me a huge degree of confidence that people were seriously socially distancing. Anyway, so what's happened in Barcelona? The government recommended that people should stay home again from the 17th of July. It's not a requirement as it was previously. But basically the regional government has recommended that people stay home. So restaurant capacity has been reduced, most leisure activities suspended, and as in many areas of Spain, it's compulsory to wear a face mask if you're in a public space outside. Actually, where we are, we're slightly outside of the city, so those recommendations don't actually apply where we are. However, in the last few days, from what I'm reading in the news, it seems that actually in Barcelona city, the restrictions or the recommended restrictions now are starting to have a positive effect, with a decline detected in the number of new cases. But in the metropolitan area, cases are actually increasing. So a bit worrying. Some people are worried that Barcelona and other areas in the country, may need to go back into a full lockdown.
Do you think it's going to happen?
I'm not sure. I mean, France, the French Prime Minister was interviewed about 4 or 5 days ago. He's also mayor of of a town which is actually close to the. So the French Prime Minister said that the French government would need to speak to the Spanish government about possibly needing to close the border between France and Spain again because of the situation in Catalonia. Let's hope people, follow the recommendations a little bit more seriously. This should be a bit of a wake-up call. It really shows, I think, the importance of the restrictions. Okay, if the restrictions are in place, the virus falls back.
Yeah.
When things are relaxed, the virus starts to come back. In the UK, it's running at about 60 deaths per day on average still. In Spain, it's 1 or 2 or 3 a day. So in terms of daily deaths per million, in the UK, it's about 1 per million per day. In Spain, apparently, it's less than 0.1 per day per million population, compared to the United States, where it's 2.4 deaths per million people per day. Japan is very low as well. So let's hope we get a vaccine soon. But this is not going away in the very near future. And Aston Villa won.
Good. And we use all the flour for bread.
Yeah, a lot of the bread didn't get eaten though. Right? I mean, there was a lot of experimental baking going on, and actually, we don't eat much bread. You know, I mean, I had toast yesterday for breakfast, but usually, we don't eat a huge amount of bread.
Yeah.
So, are you going to buy another big 25 kilo bag of flour?
I don't know. Maybe after this summer. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
気をつけてください。じゃあ、よろしく。
さよなら。
さよなら。
皆さん気をつけてくださいね。バイバイ。